What's going on, guys? Today we're doing a guitar lesson of Banditos by the Refreshments. So we're going to tune up first and we'll do the breakdown and the lesson after that. So here we go. First thing is going to be, guitar's going to be in standard tuning. So starting with my low string, let's tune to mine. It's going to be E. Next string down is A. String below that is D. Fourth string down is G. Fifth string down, B. And your last string is a high E string. Alright guys, so let's jump into this as usual. I'm going to do the playthrough first. I'll probably do one or two little overdubs. This song is really isn't really too tough as far as overdubs and stuff goes. So let's jump into that, and then we'll do the breakdown of the overdubs and the rhythm guitar track. Here we go. That's really all there is to the song. I've heard a few live versions and they're a little bit different, but they don't really get too far away from improving. My rhythm might have been a little bit off here or there, but those are the chords to play. Starting with that first chord, it's going to be an E major chord, just standard cowboy kind of old-fashioned E major chord. So it's going to be a low E is open, second fret on the A string, second fret on the D, first on the G, open B and open E. Next string is going to be D major. So that's going to be open D, second fret on the G, third fret on the B, and second fret again on the high E string. The next chord is an A chord. You're not playing the entire thing, but you're playing most of it. That's going to be open A, second fret, basically using my index to bore across the second fret from the D string down to the high E. Of course, I'm not playing the high E string, so I'm just playing these four strings in the middle. And then after that, I'm going back to the E major. So together, and that's the verse. So let's go over the verse. It's going to sound like this. So the guitar that's playing over it is a little lead guitar part. It's just an overdub, but it basically slides from the 2nd fret, just the 2nd fret on the G string, to the 4th fret. Now you're going to hit the 4th string on the high E string, the 4th fret on the high E string, immediately after sliding. Then you're going to hit that 4th fret on the G string and slide it back to a quick slide to the 2nd fret, the fret you started on to do the dub. So when you do your slide back, you're going to hit the open E string. And you're going to, that's basically part 1 or part A of the dub. So part B is very similar in the way it starts off to part A, the way it starts off like part A. It's going to be that quick slide to the 4 and then hit the 4th fret on the high E string. But you're going to go back even faster from that 4th to the 2nd. You're going to go real fast. So that's going to sound like this in comparison to the A. See how it's a little bit faster when I go back from that 4th fret to the 2nd fret. And then you have a little bit of a pause in between hitting that open high E string this time. But you're basically playing the same notes as part A. It's just a timing difference from that slide back from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret. That's part A. I'll A-B them one more time. So you'll do that, I think you do that a total of 2 times. 2A, 2A-Bing. So you do like an A-B, an A-B, and then you're going to go to the next part of the overdub. I guess you do it 4 times. Each one gets 4 times, I think. I think that's right. So on that last one, when you go from the 2nd to the 4th, you're going to slide from the 4th to the 6th on the G string, and then you're going to hit the 5th fret on the high E string. Hit it again. Now you're going to slide from that 6 to the 11 on the G string. And you're going to hit the 10th fret on the high E string. Walk it down from that 11 and 10 to a 9 and 9. Of course, every time you walk back, you're going to hit that G string, and you're going to slide those notes. They're going to slide. Everything's going to slide into itself. So you're going to be on the 9 and 9, and you go to 7 and 7, and then you go back to 6 and 5. And it's going to be a hammer-on from the last part of the little tail end of the overdub is going to be a hammer-on from the 4th fret on the high E string to the 5th fret. And then you hit that 4th fret again. So together that's going to sound like this. Hope that helped. So let's go to the next part, which is, I guess it's like the pre-chorus. I'm not sure what you would call it, but it basically stays in the E chord. Goes to an A chord again. Back to an E. That's just really your old kind of 12-bar blues sort of progression there. It's going to be staying in the B right here, which 2nd fret on the A string and 4th fret on the D string, and you're going to just hit those 2 strings only. Those are 8th notes: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 But in between every other, I guess it's like a quarter note, you're hitting that 6th fret in conjunction with the 2nd fret on the A string. So then from there it goes to an open A, to a B power chord, to an E power chord. This is a C sharp minor. I don't really hear them playing the full chord, but I play that just in case I hit the B string. You can treat it as just a C sharp power chord if you'd like. Back to an A, to B again, E power chord, A power chord, back to E, A again. You're going to finish it with an E, and then you're going to go to a G sharp. Hit it like 2 or 3 times. I think it's just 2 times. So together that's going to sound like this. So then it starts into the second one, the second time it plays it. The difference with the second one is the ending. It's very similar, but when it gets to the to that from that C sharp, it just hits the A once, lets it ring, it'll let it ring out to a B, and then I think it just goes back into the verse. So it'll let that A ring out.